Okay, good morning, everybody, and thanks for coming to today's Restaurant News Networking Group. I gave in and I'm recording it. For those of you who want to see it again, or those who missed the group meeting could see it on our Facebook page. And I'll put it on YouTube as well. That seems to go faster there. Kim is returning, even though we can't see her. Is John going to join us as well?
He has got an appointment, so he might miss it this morning. But since you're recording it, maybe I can share with him what he missed or something.
Okay, well, I'll give you the link so you can watch it.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. Again, just to review for Kim, the reason for this group is networking. We want to get to know each other, feel comfortable with each other so that we can recommend each other to our clients without any negative feedback. I'm actually at a loss for words today.
Oh, it's all right. Well, I wonder if I can ask y'all something.
Go.
Is that permitted? I ran across, we have a client that has, I don't know if y'all use credit cards at all in your businesses for, if you're in the restaurant business, I'm assuming that they probably do. But we have a way to save you with just paying a flat rate of $45 a month instead of paying the percentage, which most companies are doing right now, which is really high. You just pay a flat rate of $45 a month and that's it. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know later on and I'll hook you up.
I missed the first part of it. What was the fee
okay,
for?
Well, credit card processing.
Okay.
When you process credit cards, you have to pay
Right.
usually a percentage of all the.
We have a member in the group that's a credit card processor.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, I didn't
That's
mean to
right.
do that.
He's not here yet today. He wasn't here last week either, so I don't know if he's still involved. But yeah, we do have. But I'll let you know if not.
Okay.
Okay, just because of what you just said, let's go around the room with our intros real quick, and so Kim gets to know who we are and what we do. Rick, you want to start us off?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Rick Israel, affiliate health insurers. The company started over just about 20 years ago, based in Boynton Beach, Florida, by our predecessor, Steve Israel, who most of you all do know. He has passed the torch on to us after his passing in September. My sister Lisa is running the office down there in Boynton. I'm at the office in Huntsville. Pardon me. We are a independent broker. We help individuals with Medicare. We also do individual health care plans. If you need help with Obamacare, those type of plans we can help you in. We this time of year, though, we focus mainly on ancillary products. And one of the things that we look at and try to express is cancer insurance, because people do not understand that as soon as you get a diagnosis of cancer, you might as well go and just turn over your bank account over to the insurance companies, because you're going to be broke. So cancer policies will pay out upon the first diagnosis. You can also get reoccurrence, a rider on it. So if it reoccurs after a 2-year, it pays out half of what the original payout was. And that depends on the company. We also like to set up seminars. This time of year, we will be doing seminars. I may actually be coming down late spring, early summer, and helping Lisa get some seminars going. And our best referral partner is financial advisors. You have a financial advisor who has an individual that's getting ready to retire. Obviously, they may need some assistance with healthcare. So financial advisors. So if anybody knows any financial advisors who doesn't have a partner with them for Medicare, please pass on my name, Rick Israel, affiliate health insurers. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Bruce, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bruce Silver. The name of my company is Employers RX, and we help small and mid-sized companies manage their employees. I work with companies called professional employer organizations, And they basically do everything that a small business does. They process a payroll, they provide workers' compensation, group health insurance, a 401k. They provide compliance through HR professionals. They do risk management work, and will come out to your facility, make sure that you have a safe workplace. And essentially, they help small businesses not only save money, but to operate more profitably and make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and do everything they can to minimize whatever liability you have in terms of employment liability and dealing with OSHA and federal agencies when it comes to employment. So if you know anyone that has any challenges, either with finding employees or keeping employees, the best thing a small business can do today is to partner with an HR company, and I'm always available to help whoever it is that might be in need of an HR professional. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Rob, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Rob Herget, founder and president of boostyourbusiness.com. Very excited about a new program, Howard.
All right.
I think all of you are going to be kind of excited about, actually. Anybody familiar with the ERTC? Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
No. Okay, you're the first. Do you know what it stands for?
Economic recovery, something.
No, the employee
That's right. Employee credit.
Retention tax
retention
credit.
tax credit.
Yeah, I know it was something with taxes.
This is a law that was put in effect a couple of years ago when the PPP was designed. It had significant restrictions to it back then. They actually changed the law last year. There is a 3-year period of time that a business can file, but the bottom line is any business with 500 or less full-time W-2 employees is eligible for money from the US government. There are certain requirements, but about 90% of the businesses, including all of yours, if you've got that many employees, will qualify for this. Most businesses, virtually none, even know about the law. And the big thing is it's very complicated to go through the process of it. So we've been working on this for a long period of time. We've been doing beta testing, but we just got a restaurant of about 100 employees, over $1 million from the US government. We put together a program where we've actually contracted with accounting firms to do all of the legwork for this. There is no cost to the employer, and we are averaging well over several $100,000 for small businesses. There's no sales. We're basically introducing businesses to the fact that they can get money back. And particularly with restaurants, most of them are in significant need of cash. So I'm excited to let you know that we put this program together. It's open to any business. So any client that you have, I've got some consultants that are opening doors for their own businesses just by introducing this program to them. And we put an entire process together for this. So we are running hard with this, and Howard, we need to talk about it because I think there's a huge opportunity, particularly in the restaurant business. So that's just a new program we put together, and we've done right now about in beta 1,700 businesses recovered money back for them.
Okay, Rob, when you do.
I'm sorry, was this tax credits that you're talking about, Rob?
This is a tax rebate. It is not a loan. They never pay the money back. This is a tax rebate that every small business that falls under the qualification is entitled to. In fact, to make it even better, we actually signed we just finalized a deal on $5 billion with a B dollars to do a rapid refund. That way they can literally get their money in 2 to 4 weeks rather than waiting 2 to 8 months.
Rob, when you do,
I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand. It's not tax credits then?
No, it is a tax rebate.
Okay, great.
Means you've had to pay taxes to get the rebate.
Well, actually, it's based on how many W-2 employees there are. There's a couple of qualifications. One, you had to have lost 20% revenue during COVID, which, you know, most businesses can say they did that. I know a lot of law firms that can say they absolutely gain money, but most restaurants in particular, I think you'll find few and far between actually made more money in 20 and 21 than they did in 2019. Bruce, it also applies to any business in a PEO. So
I know that.
I think there's a huge opportunity there with the businesses.
This is
you
top
work
of
with.
mind with the PEOs. I mean,
What's that?
And they were very strong with getting everybody the PPP loans as well.
Right. The PPP
Because
was
they have all the data.
and it's the thing about it is, and one of my first issues, well, why don't they just go to their own accountants to do this? And most accountants, it's a very complicated process. It's very time consuming, and we've contracted with accounting firms. That's all they're doing is this program because it's different than anything else they're doing. So we're actually getting referrals from accountants for their clients. So I just thought it would be really exciting for anybody that's dealing with restaurants. Here's a great way to open up a door, being able to say, hey, we can help you get some money from the program you're entitled to.
Rob,
I gotta tell you, you're right, because I had a client that wanted to do it and I didn't know anything about it. But I went to a friend of mine who's a partner at BDO. They didn't want to do it. They referred me to somebody that did it. So yeah, you're right. Accountants generally don't want to do it. I'm not even sure they know what it is. And it's a great program if you qualify.
Yeah, and it again, about 90% of the business out there, small businesses, will qualify for this.
Rob, we need
Yeah,
to.
John's doing it.
I think Ed
John
wants,
is doing it. So if you need any, he's an accountant. John does know how to do it. So if you're looking for an accountant that knows how to do it, he can do it. He's doing quite a few, but he's doing it supposedly tax credits that they're getting back, not in the form of a rebate.
No, it is absolutely a rebate with this program.
Okay, well, great. I'll mention this to John too and have him connect with you.
Okay.
Rob, I just picked up an associate that's going to be focusing on accounting firms here in South Palm Beach. So we're going to need to talk about how we can help them.
Absolutely.
Rob, are you processing the early refunds on this? Because all that is a check that comes from the government, which would take 6 to 8 weeks. Are you processing that as cash advance?
Myself and my team, we are considered consultants in the overall process. We are not, I am not an accountant, so I'm not doing any of the accounting work. We have contracted with major accounting firms that are strictly doing this. They're dealing with all of that data as far as, and really it's pretty basic stuff. It's not anything that anybody would be concerned about. It's mostly payroll information. But there's two options. Basically, they can go through the process. And again, there is no upfront cost to the employer whatsoever. It's being repaid on the recovery from what most employers are seeing as free money, because most of them have no idea that these even exist.
So Rob, what are you charging? How are you guys getting paid?
Typical contract is 15%. Like one just got done, and the recovery was actually over $3 million, and that went down to 10%. And that's what we call the accounting fees.
all right, well,
But minimum 5 W-2 employees.
and they all have to be W-2, right?
It's based on W-2 employees. That's the qualification.
Right.
And it can be as much as $26,000 per W-2 employee.
But it doesn't include the owner.
That leaves
No,
out every
it
small
does.
business in New York.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer for the restaurant business. I mean, you can't even run a restaurant with less than five employees typically, but and part-time is included as well. So you can't have more than 500 full-time, but you could have 100 part-time employees. You're still getting compensated for that. And this is money going to the business. So
Okay.
How do you work with people like us?
you would, Actually, it's really simple. We're actually finalizing the public site that we're sending businesses to. They fill out about 5 questions to start the process. It's really just an introduction. It's not a sales pitch. There's no convincing of anybody. It's just introducing them to the idea that there's money there, and here's how we're going to do it, and it's not going to cost you anything. And here are the different options as far as either getting it immediately or waiting for the government to, to do your typical tax rebate. So really, once our site is up and running with the basic questions, you can just steer people there, and you will get credit for a piece of what's been done. And it could end up being, to someone like you all that might be referring business, it could be as little as $1,000 just to refer a client to a website. It could be as much as $10,000, $20,000, or $30,000. So depending on the size of the group.
Yeah, John's definitely doing that. So y'all can, if you needed the accountant that you keep talking about, John can do that, because we're doing them right now. And so they don't have to go through all that. So you can just hook John up, and then y'all can work together with that. So, because
I'd be more than happy to talk to him. I mean, we've already got our accounting firms in place and have been doing this for a while. So,
okay.
But I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with them.
Okay. I thought you said you were looking for one. That's why you were referring the business away. I'm sorry.
Okay, thanks, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till next week to hear the new platform.
TV might be up.
Yeah. Let's go to John Pasluri. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to talk. I heard Rick talk about financial advisors. That's what I am. And the focus of what I'm doing right now really comes down to trying to show people how to use financing to help build for their own retirement. And I think that if you work with a company that maybe is hiring individuals and they're finding they're not retaining them, this is a way to do it. And we can show them a benefit that can be worked in that fashion. If you have a son or daughter, or because I have to appeal to the group. I don't know, maybe this would be more, I have to direct this towards a few people in the group. But if you have a son or daughter who earns maybe 150,000 or more, they can qualify for this program. They get 3-for-1 leverage, which gives them more money at work for them to build for their retirement. And they can build a stream of income that's tax-free. And we can show you the comparisons of alternative investments when it's apples to apples. And I'd like to talk to anybody in the group who is interested in that, and we can work right alongside you. And there are ways for us to work together, depending upon the situation. So we focus on physicians, lawyers, high-tech people, and we have all the other services that go alongside that would work with the financial planning. So somebody like Rick, where I told him the other day that I pride myself in knowing nothing about health insurance. That's a good area for us to work together in. Okay.
Thank you. Ed, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales, located in Orange Park, Florida. We're an equipment supply company, does a lot of work with frozen dessert equipment. We represent Carpigiani, which is batch freezers, soft serve machines, blast freezers, hot chocolate machines, whipped cream machines, ISA, which is our display cases for pastry and ice cream products, and then BGI, which is continuous churning ice cream machine. One thing, the Florida Restaurant Show, I've come to find out, the information as to the booth area and the pricing will be available, I was told, 10 days after the New York show. So that's in what, March?
Right.
So that's what I was told by John earlier this week. So that should be out. And Rob, when we have that show, we'll be going. I need to talk to you about marketing for that show.
Okay.
I think Howard is also.
Yeah, we've had a booth at that show for 30 years, except for the last 2 years, the COVID years. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
we were there in 19, and we were going to be there in 2021, but all that, we were there in 19, and 20 and 21 got canceled. So I'm expecting to be back there in 2022. But who knows? The layout's going to be different. I don't know what the pricing is. I can't get anybody to explain to me the power situation there, how that's going to work. If there's even going to be 220-volt power there. So all that information is supposed to be available 10 days after the New York show.
Are you
We'll see.
doing the New York show?
I am not attending the New York show, but I was told the people who put that on run the New York show.
The same exposition company.
Right, same
Yeah,
exhibition.
Cla-
company.
is that Clarion? or-
Clarion.
Clarion, yes,
Yeah.
Clarion.
Well, now I know the people there. I can get you that information probably now if you want. If you need to know something specific, I
Well,
have a contact there that I've known for years.
right. Again, I'm just going by John. What he told me is that none of that information is available right now.
Okay, but you do have the location. You do know what hotel.
I do know the hotel, but I don't know the layout of the convention center, or the show hall.
Right, right. I
Okay.
hear it's big and they probably, I don't see how they could not have 220, but again, who knows?
He couldn't answer that question.
That's very strange.
How do you have a
Wow.
booth with no electricity?
Well, there, 110 is available, but I don't know about the 220.
No, I'm pretty sure they have 220,
I'm
but
almost
you never
positive they
know.
have-
There's no way to know until they tell us.
Right, I'm sure they have 220 single phase. I'm not
Right.
worried about the 223 phase.
Right,
See,
I
at the
know.
Orlando Convention Center, you had 3-phase power there.
right. Who knows? I mean, they're so vague on the details right now.
Where are they holding it this year?
It's gonna be at the Carib Resort in Orlando.
Right. Which is
And they-
about.
$1,000 a night.
Right,
Yeah, it's expensive.
I am not staying there.
We, okay.
no,
There's no way.
that place is at the corner of 535 and International Boulevard, or International
Drive.
Street, whatever is there. And I don't think there's another motel close to that. I think you can, maybe a mile away towards I-4, there's motels. But I don't think there's anything right next to that place.
No,
it's-
there isn't. There isn't. And we usually stay at Westgate. You know, we have a thing there where we usually, stay there because it's like a little apartment. It's got a closed-in patio and, but I don't know this year. We'll see.
Yeah, again, there's so many unknowns right now.
Yes, yes.
What's the cost? They can't even tell us that right now. At least they can't tell me
No,
that.
nothing.
So as
I
I
mean,
told,
I would have to call my contact and she would have to be, able to tell me. And from what you're telling me, I'm just gonna wait because
right. See,
it
I
doesn't make
just don't
any
know.
sense.
And like I said, they can't even tell us what the floor layout is.
Oh, my
So
God.
that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign. No. Well, c'est la vie. Again, year 3.
It
Okay.
may be
Mm,
3.
We'll see what happens. I think the show will go off this year. I mean, it'll happen, but we'll see how it comes out. All right,
Hopefully.
let's go to Brandon. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Fran.
Name.
Oh, Brandon. Oh, that's another thing. Sorry.
So yeah, founder of Young Fox. What Young Fox is a marketplace that solves the problem of searching multiple food apps and remembering what app delivers from where. You can think of us as Google Flights or Kayak for prepared food delivery. You can just imagine downloading one app for all your food delivery needs, having the ability to compare the pricing and delivery times all in one location. Super simple. We truly give the power and freedom back to the user to compare and choose which price is best for their appetite and maybe more importantly, their wallet. Exciting news that I had a demo walkthrough this week. Have another call at 10, so I'm gonna have to leave a little bit early with my app engineers who are now writing in the code for adding multiple items to the cart. So that's going to be kind of exciting for us to go through today. Also, too, just another announcement. I'm going to be going into another fundraising round. So if you know anybody that would love the opportunity to invest in a startup that we believe is going to do well, let me know. I can give you the details on the fundraise. So I appreciate everybody taking the time this morning. Thanks.
Hey, thank you.
Good luck with it.
Thank you. And I give you permission to sleep, Rob. Even people like our network outside of this group that have some sort of contact with you don't understand where you fit it all in. I don't either. You're like an animal. You never stop.
I didn't sleep much last night. I will tell you that.
All right, let's go to Kim. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Well, again, if y'all work, I work with John at Corporate Financial Options. I'm his marketing director, so I'm trying to bring the business to him. That's my responsibility. And John does financial management for business owners. He does a lot of different things as far as anything he can do to help businesses. We offer payroll, bookkeeping, tax preparation to individuals and businesses. And then he also has, like I was telling you before, we have clients that have, when they have something that we can offer to our clients or people we know, we offer that as well, like the credit card processing that I was telling you about this morning. That's a great saver for a lot of businesses that have credit cards. They use the credit card processing in their businesses. They're paying a huge percent where they can, the $45 flat fee saves them a ton of money. So that's why we offer that. And then we also, as the other gentleman was talking about, we're familiar with tax credits also. We can do the same thing too. So if y'all need help with having an accountant, John's very familiar with how that process goes, and he can help you all as well. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Steve.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
I'm Steve Whitehill, and I'm the owner of Anchor Business Advisors. We're business brokers, and we help you sell businesses, or for that matter, if you're looking to buy one or essentially looking to grow your business by acquisition, we're here to help. Whether it's a restaurant or equipment or any other kind of business, we do it all. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you. Terry, good morning.
Good morning. How is everyone today on this lovely Friday? So much going on in these conversations since we started. I'm in a blur. Anyways, I do handle the LEADS program, of which we have 3 states, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. Everyone's heard this. Everyone knows what we do. Happy to send a sample out to let you know what is opening where, when, by who, phone number, email address, contact, and where they are in their stage of development. I've gotten 2 press releases this morning from 2 PR firms of new chains coming into Florida that I hadn't heard of one of them, which is very unusual. And then the other one was a concept that won on Shark Tank. So very excited about these, and I will have that information out to my subscribers. So anybody interested in a leads report, I'll send you a sample. I know a lot of people do get them. I would say 75% in the next group get them. So if you're interested, just let me know. I can answer any question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Rob, go out and find something else. I want something new next week.
No problem, just for you.
Thank you.
I just have a couple of things I wanted to mention. I just want to ask Bruce, are we still on schedule for March 11th?
As a matter of fact, I'm going there today to help an employee with selecting benefits for their insurance and so on. So I will be meeting with Keithan, and we'll nail it down. I'm pretty sure we're still going forward.
Okay, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we mentioned last week that we're trying to arrange to have a live presentation from the company that works with one of Bruce's clients. It does an automated coffee making system robotic. It's very interesting. I've seen it operate.
And you should taste the coffee.
We get digital coffee. Is
If
that
you
how it
do
works?
that on Zoom, it would be great.
Yeah. Is that different than the coffee machines you see all the time? You push a button, select some different coffees, and it comes out?
Well, I'm gonna save it for the presentation. You'll
Got
see.
it. Okay. Cool.
Okay. I'll give you, I guess it's my turn. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about doing interview videos like I did with Rob and a couple of other people. And we did one yesterday with Bob Anteville. Some of you know Bob. He does utilities auditing, and we finished it. We put it up. I put it up on YouTube. I'm waiting for him to give me the okay to put it into the email blast. So what we do is we take that interview that we did, and I put it into our email format, and then I send it out to our database, and it works very well. What was I going to say? The interview went well. It was only 3 minutes, unlike Rob and I think we went for 3 or 4 days. We had to get all the platforms in. But
We gotta
yeah,
do 4 or 5 more of them.
Rob, are you blushing?
What's that?
It looks like you're blushing.
Nah, I don't blush.
So if you want to take a look at it, go to our YouTube page. At the moment, it's just Today's Restaurant, and you can look at that.
Is he in the other group now?
He's in the other group, yeah.
I'm actually doing an authority boost video for him.
Right. Yeah, so Steve, I'm going to help me out with this. A couple of weeks
In
ago,
trouble.
At a group that we meet on Wednesday morning, and it's not associated with the food service industry, but Steve runs that group with Alvin Brown. And
Howard, can I interrupt for 1 second? I totally apologize to everyone, but there is a lot of background noise coming from someone's phone, and I can't, it's like a scratching, and I can't really hear over it. Okay, I guess it was Kim. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
where was I? Oh yeah, we had a speaker. I think it was Talkman.
Yes, Jeff Talkman.
Jeff Talkman. I invited him to come today, but he's not here. Anyway, he talked about open-ended questions that a salesperson should be using in the presentation. And what I mean by that is, when you are making a sales pitch to a client, if you ask a question, I'm going to make this extreme. If you ask a question like, would you like to place an order now? There's only a choice of yes and no. Am I explaining that right, Steve?
Yeah, you are. So if you say, can I, say you're selling ice cream, can I get that order for ice cream? That's either a yes or no, but if you ask the same question, what do I need to do to get the order for selling you ice cream? That's open-ended because the guy's got to respond with an answer as to what needs to be accomplished.
Yeah, or which flavor would you like out of our 25
Right. That's right.
choices?
Like, for instance, do you have any questions on what we've talked about? Or do you have any comments that you would like to have explained?
Well,
That's
that's what
the
I was
type of
going to
question.
ask the group now is, what do you think a good open-ended question is for us to use in our sales presentation? I came up with a couple. I just copied down what this gentleman said. Well, one of them was, what do you like most about TRN? I don't want to hear the word nothing, but what do you like most about TRN and how it can help you?
Mhm.
That's an open-ended question.
Actually, I have one that I use a lot with businesses is after we've gone through some information is how would that impact your business? Because it gets really to the point of whether they understand it, and two, whether it's something that resonates with them. It could go a lot of different ways, but you're going to hear a positive, you're going to hear a negative.
You
The
know,
other thing that I was taught way back when I was with Prudential is you want to use leading questions that will result in a yes answer.
Right.
You want to have 3 or 4 yes answers, and that usually takes them down to the path to the close, which is asking them if they want to move forward.
you know, Howard, you know, my sister, who's new in this industry, has a very hard time being the extrovert. And, you know, she takes her daughter to the softball field every Thursday for practice. So she's got a plethora of people there. All she has to do is say, hey, guess what I do? And who do you think could benefit from the services that I can help them with? At that point, the process is in their mind going, wait, okay, yeah, I've got an aunt, I've got an uncle, I've got a grandmother, I've got a grandfather who could possibly talk to you. So it's, you know, it's just asking just that one simple question is, who do you think could benefit from the services?
Right, exactly. It's basically who, what, where, and when. If you think of that and put that in front of a sentence, that will keep it as an open-ended question. Anybody have any other thoughts or suggestions on that type of a question? Can you come up with one for your business that you want to share? Don't all speak at once.
I always, you know, the only thing comes to mind is what can I do to earn your business? Which is an open-ended question. I'm not sure it's a great one, but
You know, that's a great question. And I'll tell you what, when we first moved to Florida, we had a house in Mission Bay, if those of you know where that is. And, you know, the water in Florida 30 years ago was undrinkable. So
Still
we had
is.
Yeah,
So
still is.
we had
Hey, I
a,
drank out of a hose my entire life as a kid.
yeah, look what happened to
Well,
you.
that explains a few things.
It does explain a lot.
I'm kidding.
It's that glowing that they thought I was.
Yeah.
is that why you're so flexible?
Guys,
Lights
once
up
again,
in the dark.
this was a great meeting. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to leave a little early. I've got to run. But I want to wish everybody a terrific weekend, and we'll see you next week. Steve, I will get back to you.
I was going to say, thank you for the introduction. So far, we haven't connected on LinkedIn, but if that doesn't work, I'll give him a call.
He's not a big LinkedIn guy, and
Most of it, yeah.
I think he's going through treatment, Steve. So, you know, but I will get back to you hopefully today or Monday.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Be well, guys. Thank you.
So this, as I was saying, this guy selling water filters came to the house, and he asked that very question, Steve, how can I earn your business? And my son, who was at that time about 6 years old, still remembers and quotes that guy.
Well, it's a good question.
Actually, if you really want to see a really great sales process, Terry's probably heard of it. I'm not sure the rest of you. I got roped into going through a sales call for the Rainbow. Do you know what the Rainbow is, Terry? It's a vacuum cleaner. It is a $2,500 vacuum cleaner. And the way they
anything to do with Kirby?
No.
Okay.
That Kirby was the old one, the original.
Yeah.
And
No,
what
I
they
don't know
do
what
is
the
when
Rainbow is.
they sell one, they ask you to refer 3 people. That's just part of the process, which is great salesmanship. And one of my buddies roped me into it, and I told my wife at the time, I'm like, okay, you know, I felt like I needed to support him. So we had this guy come. I said, under no circumstances are we spending $2,500 for a vacuum cleaner. Well, what do? They say, take out your vacuum cleaner and vacuum this particular rug. So I did that, vacuum it with our vacuum cleaner, which we thought was a great vacuum cleaner. And then he says, okay, let me take out the Rainbow, which you put water. It's he vacuums it. All you see is mud coming into the vacuum cleaner. I'm like, oh my God. We ended up buying that damn vacuum cleaner. It was the one and only item that was part of the divorce settlement as far as our assets. The rest of them, we figured we could just divide up or whatever. But my ex-wife says I get to keep the rainbow. But the sales technique in that thing, I was marveled. I was sitting there smiling like, oh my God, they have this process down pat. You can't help but say no. I mean, you just can't.
Yeah, but do you know what the trick to that is? I know what the trick to that is. You got your dirt up, but what they did by adding water was made it a vacuum cleaner, like a carpet cleaner, like a steam cleaner. So they brought up the stuff that was on the bottom that no vacuum would get up.
Well,
So
exactly. But that was their point is you think your rug is clean, and we just proved that it's not anywhere close to clean. So
you did good for you.
Rob, you could have fought for that and gone for every other weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I borrow your vacuum, Rob?
It's in Texas now. You'll have to talk to her about it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you.
No, I didn't care. Well, what's really funny is I started dating girls shortly after we got divorced, and she owned one as well. And she was like, this is the only thing I absolutely will never give up. And I'm like, we're the only two people I know of that have one of these vacuum cleaners, but $2,500 for a vacuum cleaner.
Well, that's an open-ended question if I ever heard one.
It truly was. There was no yes or no's.
But you brought up another point. However, even if you don't get the sale, asking for 3 referrals, who can I talk to? And putting a number on it makes it even better. And it's a number. It isn't so big that it's not like saying, can you introduce me to 100 people? Everybody's got to know 3 people.
But they take it even one step further, which is brilliant. Part of the deal is they take your old vacuum cleaner, so you can't even keep your own vacuum cleaner. It's like, here's our solution. You don't need the other one, and they take it with them. I mean, whoever came up with their sales process was brilliant.
Yeah, but you didn't buy one.
No, I did.
Oh, you bought another one?
Oh, no. I didn't buy another one. No.
He bought one and they took his old one.
Yeah, no, one was enough in my lifetime. Thank you.
There's a Rainbow used vacuum store right down here in Fort Lauderdale.
And it's expensive to fix those blessed things too.
And the funny thing is, you can buy a steam cleaner, which is basically what that is. A steam vacuum cleaner for next to nothing. It's not, a couple $100. End of story.
Supposedly there's a difference.
Yeah, they charge more.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I have a phrase.
Go ahead. Kim.
Y'all want to hear the phrase? Did y'all want to hear my phrase? It's how can, just use TRN, get you the help you need for your business needs? That's a great open-ended question.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah, I would encourage you all to think about some of the open-ended questions that you can use, and asking for referrals at the end of the sales pitch is something that is really a good idea. And I have to admit, I don't use that, and it's strange. It's just I'm so happy I made the sale. I want to get the hell out. So.
It's it's very effective on social media as well. If you pose an open-ended question on social media and then ask the people who are replying to tag 3 friends.
Yeah.
The same as referrals. So
yeah.
It's a very effective way.
They do.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Or your social butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any good and welfare, or if anybody's doing business with somebody else in the group and you want to give them a shout out or a thanks or something like that, I think we should do that into meetings.
I want to shout out to John Pastore. John and I have talked numerous of times about his emergency info plan. I know it doesn't have to do with TRN, but here in Alabama, you can now, when you renew your license, you can have your emergency information attached to it. So when the officer goes to his squad car, he swipes it, comes up with all the information. Because the thing is a lot of people don't know how his particular platform works. And one of my colleagues posted it on Facebook, and as soon as I saw it, I thought of John right away. So I've ordered a set of his emergency info plan. I'm going to share it with her, and I'm going to Washington, D.C. next week, and I'm going to share with a whole bunch of colleagues up there and probably try and get this thing blown up, because when obviously I'm not 65, okay, but when I saw my dad using a smartphone for the very first time at 70 years old, I was flipping out. I was like, wow, you use a smartphone. And more seniors are using smartphones who don't know that they can put their personal medical information. Sorry, John, to steal your thunder, but it's a great, and I'm going to put one on my phone. I'll put one on my wife's phone. I'm going to put both of my kids' phones, because if we come to a point where we're in a car accident or we have a medical emergency and we can't speak, if we can train these individuals how to find this information in their phone, it would save lives tremendously.
Yep.
I'd be interested in that too, John. I'd be interested in that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So John, why don't you hook up with Brandon, and that can really be a good thing.
Well, what's the solution if you can't talk and you're immobile? How do they get it off of your phone?
Okay, so
You
here's the answer. You have a phone. Let's just use the iPhone. It's been on there for almost 4 years now. I've only met about 20, 30, 40 people that really understand it's on there. Okay, it's a built-in feature. You take your phone and you squeeze your phone, okay? And you just squeeze that phone. I don't know if you can see it. I took a picture rather than that, but
Oh, yeah.
up comes that, right? People have it set up, but they don't know how to use it. How you use it is you swipe across that SOS to call 911. Now, I'm going to tell you two stories here. You swipe across, you call 911 that way, or if somebody's got a phone and they have it on there, you call for them that way. You hang up and a text message goes out to their family, and they know where they are. So now they know they're having an emergency. That's what I would have known had my wife done that rather than call 911 the way she did. And I didn't do that until 40 minutes later, all right? 911 arrives and they swipe that, and up comes your medical ID. Now your medical ID, even your contact is in there and they can call. And how do they find out? They have a little sticker that's on the back of the phone that shows them how to operate that phone.
John, raise it up a little bit. Raise it up, because yeah, there you go.
Right. So it shows them how to operate that phone, to squeeze it, to access it. There's a whole tutorial on the website, Emergency Income Plan, showing people how to call 911, showing 911 how to recognize what's on there. So these little stickers cost $7.99. And if you are a sponsor and you give them out to people, they're $3.50. So we have all of the components to show people how to do it, and even a component that goes on an Android phone. So we have an app for that that's free. And that's what can save a person's life. And it doesn't take long to save one. You know, you get enough of these out there, you've got it. So, but I'm focusing on that as stay safe, be prepared as one of the elements. And then also a component that pulls together all of your information on a secure website, so your family doesn't have to pick up all the pieces afterwards and try and figure out what you own, what you have. We have another company we'll work with on that also. Okay, so thanks.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to officially end the meeting. So thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next week. Think of some open-ended questions that you can share with the group next week.